Hey everyone, I'm Scotty from Skotti RNY. It is my week 143 post-op Roux-en-Y gastric bypass and maintenance update. Hello! I'm back. I'm back on my usual Tuesday. How's everyone out there doing? Hopefully you guys had a good Easter. This was past Easter weekend. Hopefully it went well for you. For me, oh yeah, it was. It was fantastic. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself from last week up to here and everything else in between. Why not? I'm 6'2", 47 years old. My highest weight ever recorded was 419 pounds in August of 2014. I had surgery July 7th, 2015 at Humber River Hospital in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. My surgery weight was 340 pounds. My goal weight was 219 pounds, which I originally reached my goal at week 33. Last week I was 232.4 pounds, and this week I am 231.8 pounds for a loss of 0.6, making my loss from surgery of 108.2 pounds and a total loss from my highest weight ever recorded of 187.2 pounds. Yeah, so I'm down a few ounces, which is really good considering I was on vacation I was out of town vacation for 3 days last week, so that's pretty good. I'd say so. So last week we went to an indoor water park. Been there before. It's a fun place, and it's exhausting. Really, it is. It's you're walking up like 3.5, flights of stairs, slide all the way down, back and forth, and up and down, whatever. So, even though I was on vacation and I didn't go to the gym, I wouldn't say that was a complete workout, but I wasn't sitting around all day either doing nada pinata. So, that was a fair enough exercise doing that. Being at this place with the meal package that includes an all-you-can-enjoy supper and breakfast. Well, I tell you, I must be a real weight loss surgery patient, because last week for that buffet supper and breakfast, I didn't have anything that I should not have had. When we were there in May, 10 months ago May, I didn't act like a weight loss surgery patient, and I had fresh cinnamon buns and cookies out the wazoo. Well, not out the wazoo, but somewhere. And all the things that I shouldn't be having, I had, because that's how I was living then. Not to say that that may not happen down the road someday, but because I've been eating cleaner the last few weeks and a little bit more on the ball, I chose not to. So, supper, I had mussels. They were delicious. Some beef, some fish, vegetables, salad, and fruit for dessert. An apple. And for the breakfast, I had... What the hell did I have? I don't know. I had a little piece of female bacon. Yogurt. Yogurt with some fresh granola and some fruit in it. And I had to have something else, but I don't remember what it was. Again, though, it was healthy and nothing, no pastries, nothing to go with it. Oh well. So I feel good for doing that, trying to keep on track while on vacation. And yeah, it was hard. It was kind of hard, but having already been watching what I'm eating for a few weeks, it wasn't like it was my first day of not eating crap food and oh my God. No, it was good. Yeah, it was good. So that went well. The one thing though I noticed, and I've mentioned this before, and I say this in every video, I've always mentioned something before, but body image, and I know a lot of you out there that are ahead of me, behind me with the surgery, or you're just watching, but you have this body image issue to some extent. I'm sure we all do. Whether it be what they call the bat wings or the muffin top because it's all just skin. Yeah. And if you're new to this channel, hi, welcome to my channel, and this is how it is, weight loss surgery and maintenance life, for sure. For most of us, especially for me, because I'm telling the story. I've said to myself that people looked at me when I was 419 pounds because I was just tall and big all around. Well, people look at me post-op because I'm tall and I'm slender, but I got all this skin hanging out on top of my shorts. And before I said, you know what, that doesn't bother me because they looked at me before, they're looking at me now, but at least now I'm healthy, right? That makes sense. We're humans. We look at each other. We talk about each other. That's what we do. But I was saying to myself, that's okay because people did it before. They'll do it again. But I'm feeling healthy inside. But this past week, though, was a bit different because, again, the mental game, right? It kind of hit me. I'm like, oh my God! Like, I look at myself in the mirror there, at the resort, and yeah, my skin is just hanging on top of my shorts. I could look like Grandpa and pull my shorts up to my, my man boobs, and they wouldn't see all that muffin stuff, except they'd see my man boob skin hanging down. Whew. Anyways, and then when you're getting onto these slides, and some of them you have to get onto the tubes and whatnot, and the staff, they're getting you ready. And every now and then I could see, some of them like looking as I'm laying back, getting into the tubes, and they're just looking at this massive flapationness. Yeah, I like that. Of skin just hanging there. And it's like, oh my God, don't please look at that. But that's reality. But again, it did kind of hit me a little bit harder than normal. So again, work in progress, right? And again, convincing myself. I shouldn't have to convince myself, but we have to every now and then. Remind ourselves, I'm healthier. And that's all that matters. So it was a bit of a moments there, but oh well, we'll all have those. I'm sure at some point in life and whatnot. You like apples? How do you like them apples? So anyways, Easter weekend, this past weekend. Before Easter weekend, Saturday, there's this local restaurant that makes a fantastic turkey dinner. So we got some of that takeout and ate, and it's like a traditional turkey dinner, like with the stuffing, dressing, whatever you call it, wherever you are, with the turkey on top and homemade gravy on top of that, and vegetables, mashed potatoes. So I ate the vegetables. I didn't eat the mashed potatoes, and I ate the turkey. And I had a few bites of the dressing, and I'm like, oh, you know what? That's pretty good. And I haven't had any kind of bread since like 3 weeks now, right? I've had oatmeal. That's about the only kind of carby thing like that I've had. So I got a couple bites, not too bad. And then, of course, that ding, 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 ding inside goes, hey, you can have a couple of bites. Let's have a couple of more. Yeah, it's okay. So I did. I had a few more bites, and I ate almost all of it. Not say that it was like this much, but whatever, in a takeout container. And I ate it. And I left a little bit, though. And about an hour and a half later, I started to feel a little bit of discomfort. And then that hour and a half later, that discomfort turned to downright pain. I had pain from like my mid-intestinal right down to my colon, like doubled over pain, leaning over the bathroom sink in pain, not feeling like I had to throw up, but just I had to, that's the only way I could be comfortable, was just being hunched over this, like, oh my Christ, right? And it went on for a good 45 minutes to an hour, and then finally, a little bit of, came out, and it went away-ish, and it wasn't as painful. So one would call that dumping, right? Because of the associated food. So yeah, either the dressing and or the homemade gravy, right? And all that butter and fat or whatever, and bread. Now, we do things that we shouldn't, right? And is it worth it? Is there benefit? Benefit versus consequences. At the time, I thought, hey, this is great, thinking that's a benefit. But in the end, literally the end, the reality is that's the consequences that I had from eating that food that I've been clean of for so many weeks. So it's a reminder of, yeah, you know what? Sorry, next time around, I'll have the turkey with whatever gravy might be on it scraped off, but I'm not having any extra gravy or the dressing. Oh! Pain. And I've never had dumping. I've had a bit of discomfort here and there, except for ice cream, which is like half hour after eating ice cream, I pass out for about 3 hours, just like that. But hey. So yeah, that was, but it was delicious. Oh, it was absolutely delicious though. And let's see what else. Oh, so again, for this past Easter weekend, I made some of my squares that I normally do, peanut butter Rice Krispie squares with chocolate on top. And when I make the squares, I melt the chocolate, double boiler, pour it over the squares, and smooth it out with a spatula. All that stuff. But you can't really get all the chocolate off the spatula because otherwise you're just like doing like that, and it just, so there's always a bit. So, and I always like, clean up the spatula real good, right? I didn't. I know. I didn't this time. Nada. I didn't like nothing. That poor chocolate. Oh gosh, yeah. And same thing with the Easter candy. Chocolate. Nothing. I did not have one little piece of Easter chocolate or candy. I think I need my head checked. Really, I do. Again, I've got to do this to myself. And I went back and I looked back at myself from when I was a newbie post-op, where I couldn't eat that stuff, and I didn't even want to try for the fear of dumping. And no way I'm going to try all this stuff, right? So I didn't. So that's what it was like this past weekend. Was I didn't even have any of that. And yeah, and I feel good. I feel good about it. But again, it's just kind of a strange feeling. And it wasn't really, really hard. But again, it's still odd, just not helping yourself, right? Oh well. But yeah, hey, I managed. So in that thought, for those of you who have been around long enough, do you remember this guy? Do you remember? I never threw him out. Remember I said I wasn't going to include him in any of my videos anymore because I kept eating crap all the time. But he's still here as a reminder. And I think today was a good day to bring him out because of how well I've been doing. Not perfect, but how well I've been doing. So, and so that's that. And let me just see here. I've got that, and I've got that, and all that stuff too. So, hopefully you guys are doing well. And so, tell me about your Easter. How did your Easter fare? Were you tempted with chocolates and candies? And did you indulge? It's okay to say if you did. This time I didn't. But before, I've never had a problem saying that I have. Did you find that hard? If you didn't indulge, did you find that hard not to? Did you find yourself caving in after trying not to? Or did you just flat out, hey, you know what? I'm having something and I'm okay with that. Because realistically, we have to be okay with the decisions that we make, good or bad, right? Right. So, yeah, and that's it for today, everybody. Thanks again for hanging around and watching, and thanks to all my subscribers. I appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video, because we always like to be liked, and everything else in between. All right, so thanks again. And remember, not every day is fantastic, but at least I have the opportunity to live every day. Until next time, take care, and bye-bye.